So I've been in the book of Deuteronomy, and I have been reading it. Today I'm on chapter 11. And, I can see up until this chapter, right, over and over again, that God will keep telling his people to take the land, go and take the land and possess it. Go and possess what's yours. And it's a repeated thing over and over and over again, right? So it's got me thinking, right? How many times do we, as a people, allow the enemy to take what's rightfully ours? For example, just think on the promises that God has spoke to you or the promises that's in the word of the Lord. For example, in John 10:10, he tells us that he comes to give us a life of abundance, but yet we're lacking that. Many people are not experiencing that abundant life that God is talking about. He promises to give us peace that surpasses all understanding, but are you walking in the peace that surpasses all understanding? He promises to protect us and to seal us and cover us and to shield us.
But then again, the question is, how many times were you out of that covering? You know what I'm saying? How many times did you hear that you were supposed to do something, but yet you refused to do it? Although this is the Old Testament, there are still old patterns that many of us to this day follow. So the question really remains to you today is, what are you allowing to just bypass? Like, what are you promised, but yet you have a difficult time grabbing a hold of your promise? What is your issue? Like, why can't you go and take what's yours? What's holding you back? Confusion is definitely not of God, so you shouldn't be confused if you're reading your word. God's sovereign protection is there. He promises those who dwell in the secret place of the Most High God shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. So are you dwelling there? He promises peace. Are you walking in peace? Or you just you're saying that I am not feeling at peace because maybe it's the person that's around you that you don't have peace. Regardless of your situation, you need to have peace that surpasses all understanding. Take a look at what Jesus was on a boat. All the disciples were like going crazy and thinking that they're going to die because of the storm. Jesus is sleeping on the boat. So really, that tells us that there's no excuse. Like, we should have peace in the midst of the storm. We should have peace no matter who's around us. He had peace, and I'm pretty sure he heard them freaking out, but he's just like, I'm gonna let them be. I'm at peace here. Let me show them what it's like to have peace. You know what I'm saying? So this is a repeated thing that Jesus was, or that the Lord was talking to, the people of Israel, is to go and take up the land, go and possess the land that's theirs. That's their promised land. And if you know your word, you know the story, right? They are like so stubborn. They're so stubborn. I really got to thinking as why is it so hard to go and take what's ours? Why do we doubt that? And here's what I came to the conclusion of. When you become so fixated, when you're zoomed in to what's right here in front of you, you won't be able to see what's beyond that. You won't be able to see beyond the Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Ephesians chapter 2 tells us that we are seated in heavenly places. So being able to be seated in a heavenly place, God gives us the ability to have his perspective. What we need to do as a people is we need to begin to zoom out of circumstances right here in front of us, zoom out of it, and then you'll begin to start seeing the promise beyond the Jordan. So the only way that, and it's a really simple way that you're going to be able to go and take and possess what's yours, is if you zoom out and stop being so fixated on all the little stupid stuff that goes on in front of you, because that's where the enemy tries to get you to complain. That's where the enemy tries to get you to just really walk in ungratitude for what he's done for you. The enemy's going to get you distracted on the people who are around you, discourage you. He's going to try to rob your peace, your joy, all of that, because you're so fixated on like what's right here in front of you. You ought to know today that you are seated in heavenly places and that you have the ability to have heaven's perspective. So go and get heaven's perspective. Go climb up that ladder. Go and worship. Go and praise. Go in a secret place and get heaven's perspective, because that's how you're going to be able to go and take what's yours. Have a good day.